G'day guys, how's it going? Tylen, True Street Cars again. On this episode we have something pretty special. It's technically not a true street car as it's not registered, but anyone that's been in the drag racing scene in North Queensland / Queensland or anything in general should know of something about this car that we're about to do and ask some questions about and meet. Yeah, so really excited about that. Definitely need to give a shout out to Michael from Import Media. He's got a couple of video clips and whatnot that I'm going to use today on this video, so his link's going to be in the descriptions or the comments, and you can go follow him and look at all his stuff. He's down in Brisbane way, and you can see all the events and stuff that he covers down there, and it's unreal. It's off its head, to be honest. So definitely go give him a follow and a like and support his channel, as he's willingly just let us use some of his content for this video. So thanks, Michael. In the meantime, we're about to head over there and have a chat with our next guest, so we'll see you there.
So the little Suzuki gets a bye on the first round of racing, but they're still going to send it.
All right, guys, how you going? We're back for this episode. I know I said we had something exciting for you, so here it is. We have Ado with 4SumFun. I just spilled my fucking drink. It's a local drag car that's been involved in North Queensland and especially Palmyra for as long as I can remember. But yeah, here we go. So, how you going?
Not too bad. How you going, Ty?
Yeah, good.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Nah, that's all good. I suppose I want to kick it off with where this all started, because we know the history of this car goes back a fair way, especially in your family.
Yep.
Yeah. So where did this car come from? Where did the ideas come from?
So my old boy used to race street cars back in the day at Palmyra. He played with 4G54s in street cars, got a liking for them, found what they could do.
Yeah.
And then obviously tried to build a race car and run Australia's quickest aspirated 4-cylinder and get a world, like a Australian record.
So that was the goal.
That was his goal, was a aspirated 4-cylinder record.
Yeah, right.
He ended up running mid-12s aspirated. And that's what he built the car for. That's why it's sort of really small.
Yeah.
Really, everything about it's small, like to try and keep it down. And then he ran 12s and wasn't fast enough. So then come the turbo record.
Yep.
And yeah, he ended up running 9.0 in it.
So what years are you talking? Like what?
So
when was he setting those records?
So he built the car in the early 90s. Ran it for a few, I think about 2 or 3 years, aspirated.
Yep.
And then wasn't quick enough, so yeah, went turbo and ran it till 2002.
Yep.
When he crashed, it was up for sale. He was sort of trying to get out of it. Probably a lot of people remember the car from the Jambo days. It's an OG Jamboree car as well. So, and yeah, did a lot of trips to Brizzy, Townsville, all that. So
is that this panel?
That's this panel here. This is the last pass he did in it.
The last pass.
The very last pass.
And he binned it.
Binned it. It was for sale. Was on another 9.0 pass. Hit some glycol about 1,000 foot. Pedaled the car and put in the wall. So he ended up rebuilding the car, got it repainted, then sold it as a roller.
Yeah, right.
And then him and a mate built a dragster and put the engine and gearbox in it. And they went and set another Australian record with that. They ended up running 740s in a dragster. Everett's.
Everett's. Which is a part of it.
Yep.
So when I was working at Curtin's, Jorgo was there.
Yep.
As a tradesman.
Yep.
And I remember them having a little 4-cylinder turbo.
Yep.
And like a rail car type thing.
Yep. So that's that engine there.
Copy.
So yeah, they ended up.
I didn't even know that. There you go.
They ended up running 740s, 184 mile an hour with it.
Yep.
Taking the record for that class as well. So, and then when I got older, I sort of wanted to get into the drag racing scene.
Yep.
Went to a few tests and tunes on a bike, and I sort of thought that would be me. And then I sort of wanted the short wheelbase thing, so I ended up buying a Mighty Boy. Don't know why, but I ended up buying a Mighty Boy, and then Dad had an idea to try and track down this car again and see if we could use anything out of it, like the roll cage and stuff, and then end up tracking it down. And then, obviously, the Mighty Boy didn't fit over the cage. There was a few things we had to change, and it turned into a massive job. So we scrapped the Mighty Boy, and we found a whole other body, and we started the process over again and rebuilt it to the current spec and rebodied it. And, this is where she is today. So
that's unreal.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember going to Palmyra back in the day and seeing this thing, old 4SumFun, and with the rail car with the little 4-cylinder turbo engines in them, and working with Mick and Jorgo and Dave and that at Curtains, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like they were all. Most of them were just junker engines. Like they had top quality turbo and top end setups.
No,
top
quality turbo, and that was it.
Turbo, because I'm pretty sure there was times where they'd spun so they did a series, did some racing, they made the finals, spun a big end. And they literally like filed the big ends. With files to make it spin without picking up as best as they could. And went out and ran the finals and win.
Yeah, so I remember Jeff, which owned the Dragster, they went to Willowbank to try and set the record, and they hurt the engine in it. They went to the wreckers, they went and got another engine, and then dropped it in, just high K Magna engine, dropped it in, put their head and turbo on it, and the fuel injection, and then went and ran a PB with it, without even pulling it down.
That's crazy.
300,000 K old engine and go run 740s with it without even pulling it down. So, it's pretty phenomenal how strong they are as a stock unit. So
Right. How long have you been the pilot behind this?
So I probably bought it 9 years ago. And then it was a nothing car. It was rusted out. We had to change a lot of bars to meet new certifications and whatnot, and upgrades, and I was building it as an apprentice, so perhaps took 2 years to fully rebuild it, piece it back together, and then I've been driving it probably 7 years now.
Right.
And then just slowly going quicker and quicker, and
and we've definitely seen it progress again.
And
like I said, when we seen it coming back out, I couldn't believe my eyes, to be honest. But, what's the achievements and stuff, like we were saying before, like your old man's gone out to set NA records and then turbo records.
So he was sort of after going records. In the class it runs in now, there is no record to run. So now sort of, I don't know, I'm not really much of a racer really. Like I'll race if I have to, but I'm sort of after going faster and faster every pass, and it's sort of hard to go slow to go racing, so that's sort of my achievement. If I can run fast every pass and be first to the finish line, that's an achievement for me. So it's won a fair few awards and championships and stuff at Palmyra and stuff. But as far as my achievement, if I can run faster than the pass before, I'm laughing. So
well, that's my style of racing too. I love drag racing and all the rest of it, but I like lights on, everyone goes first to the end wins. But what are you racing in now? Is it competition or?
So it runs under Super Stand / Top Sportsman still under iTrail rules, but at Palmyra run under Super Comp. So which is our quickest class in Palmyra. So
righto. Engine wise, like brief rundown on top to bottom.
So standard engine when I first put it together was a 350,000 K Magna engine from Bakers Creek Wreckers. Pulled it down. What did we do? Didn't even hone it. Put it back together with a set of old bearings that were scotchied, a set of gaskets. We poured it ahead and put on there, and obviously exhaust manifold, turbo manifold, and then EFI. We ended up running 9.0, 147 mile an hour with that setup, which was PB for the car. And then we went some 8th mile racing, and then I ended up putting 32 pound of boost in it and fry the box. So pulled the box out, sent it away, and got it built to a higher spec. And then I was worried about the engine not surviving after having a good box. So no, let's build an engine. So it's got custom made, one of a kind powder billet rods in it that are actually longer than factory form.
Yep.
It's got billet pistons in it now. Still stock crank, still stock oil pump, stock head still on it.
Stock crank.
Stock crank in it. It's actually, I bought a set of valves for that end of last year from Curtains. They're $9 valves in it. They're not even as good as bloody factory form, but they just hold in. So yeah, it's got $9 valves in it. I think the intake ones might be $7. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap combo, but yeah, it seems to work and hold together. So
well, when it's running and driving, you seem very competitive. It's very consistent.
Yeah.
Obviously, watching you steer it is next level because it's a handful.
Yeah.
Short wheelbase car with the power and tyres and all that sort of stuff. It's big kahuna stuff.
Yeah, probably people from the outside probably don't really understand how much steering is actually in it.
Yep.
But there's a fair bit in it, so
I could imagine.
It looks pretty straight from the outside, probably most of the time, but there's actually a fair bit of steering in the car. So,
well, like I said earlier in the video when we started off, we got some footage of a meet that was recorded from Michael.
Yep.
In import media. So we'll definitely throw all these videos up and you'll see sort of just how you are actually steering and whatnot going down the
the weird thing is it feels really comfortable driving. Yeah. It just comes as nature.
Well, that's what the missus was saying to me when we were watching the video. It just you look just natural, cool, calm. Yeah. Reaching for the chute like well before the finish line. Like yeah. So it obviously steers pretty good.
Yeah, you're sort of steering before you even steer. Like you sort of know how to. I've done enough passes in there. You sort of know what it expects. I think so.
Yeah. Boost wise, are you still around? Would you say 30 odd?
Nah. So with this new engine, we dropped it back to 25 pound.
Okay.
Then I slowly sneaked up. We were about 27 pound. We ran 850 in it at 157 mile an hour.
Okay. And
then
so like, what changes did you make to make it like you run a 9.0s with more boost? Now you've dropped boost back.
Yep.
Running quicker times.
Yep.
Is that engine management or is that?
So it's still mechanical injected still.
Yep.
Still the same fuel setup. We've put a timing computer on it so we can give it more timing where we want.
Yep.
Now instead of having fixed timing, we did throw a different converter in it, but
what box is behind it?
It's got a power glide in it.
Yep.
But the biggest change we did was compression and bore size. So this is actually a bigger bore now.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, we went up from I think about 10.5 to 12.5 to 1 compression.
Yeah, right.
With this new engine, so.
Litre wise, what's it at now? Like.
So it's actually just over 2.6 now.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, the factory they like 2.594 or something like that,
yep.
And then this one's just over 2.6 real torque now. So still small cube. So,
yeah, it's cool. Diff wise.
So yeah, it's got a Hilux diff in it still. Hilux diff, factory housing, factory gear set.
Didn't all the rotary boys used to call them the 4-man 9-inch?
Yep. And
but
they work, and I can't seem to break them. So, it's got 4:1 ratio in it now. We ran a lot of 9.0 to 870 passes, all at the same mile an hour.
Yep.
And then, when we did the diff ratio change, it picked up 11 mile an hour on the next pass straight up, just with the ratio change because it's hitting the limiter, 4,000 foot. So. It's sort of hard to work out, especially with this thing, if it's tyre spin at Palmyra at the top end or if it's out of revs. So, threw a set of diff gears at it, and next pass went 11 mile an hour faster straight up. So, it was a bit of an excitement pass. So,
what size wheels you got on the back there? Because they tucked up right in there, and They look big on this thing.
So yeah, they look huge on this thing.
Are
but
they 8s or 10s?
No, they're 10.5 on it.
10.5.
But they're not that big. You'd fit them on a standard Falcon, like an FG Falcon. They're only a 28 by 10.5.
Yeah, righto.
So they just look big because of how low the car really is. So,
Oh man, I love the stance.
Yeah.
I love the stance of it.
So it's got a 22-inch front tyre and a 28 by 10.5-inch rear. So.
Yep. Yeah, that's wicked. Colour-wise and stuff, you
Yeah, so I went.
You wanted to go this colour? And
Yeah, so obviously the old boy's car was midnight blue off the Falcon.
Yeah.
With a red roll cage. And then I sort of wanted to reverse the cars and reverse the colours and keep the theme. So went the blue roll cage with a red outside, and that's Mazda Soul Red. So that's just straight off the factory Mazda. So seen one drive past one day, and I was like, that's the colour I want. So and in the at night time it sort of looks almost black, and then in the sun it's sort of cherry red. So
yeah, no, it looks good. And you got the coloured headlights and stuff.
Yeah, it's got
looks good on the track.
Yeah, it's got angel eye headlights in it, which are blue and whatnot. So
yeah, you got the forced number plates on it. Is
it
still 4SumFun, or is it forced?
Yeah, no, it's 4SumFun, but force is its street duties.
It's street duties.
Yeah. So
are we going to see some street duties?
Oh, maybe. If we can find a road wide enough to turn around on.
I mean, I know quite a few farmers' driveways.
Yeah.
That are wide enough for you to.
Yeah, so not many people actually understand why it's forced. Obviously the force because of the 4Sum.
Yeah.
Or 4-cylinder, and force because it's force inducted. So
yeah.
Sort of. I wanted plates on it, and I wanted something that looked like legit Queensland Raceway plates. So that's what I ended up getting.
No, it's good. I've seen the plates on it, and they look like legit plates.
Yeah.
I see you got full lock auto performance and a few lads. Like, have you used local fellas for this to get the build happening? Or
so the old boy and I did majority of it. We got it running ourselves.
Yep.
And then full lock auto, Pete from there sort of jumped on since it's been running and seen the car, and he's helped us out a fair bit with fab work and ordering parts and stuff. So same as Barry from Performance Parts, he's jumped on and helped us out with getting stuff down when we need it ASAP and whatnot as well. So I
can't give Barry enough shout out, man.
Oh, you're wearing his shirt too?
Yeah. Good lad.
Yeah, no, he's top fella. Couldn't bloody speak any more of him. So helped us out last minute getting stuff down when we need it. And he's an OG import guy as well. So
yeah, right.
When it comes to this sort of stuff, he's all over it. So
Yeah, I've known Barry a few years now, but he definitely been a big help in the drag racing community of North Queensland, and with the closure of Townsville's track.
Yeah.
Especially, he definitely helps out around Palmyra, and I don't think people do, but I don't think people understand or realise how lucky we are.
Yeah.
Especially here where we live.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah. 5 minutes from the track.
I live just around the corner from you, and you can hear the drags from here.
Yeah. Don't even have to pay the entry fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think we're pretty fortunate with it. So obviously engine's out, all the rest of it. She's in some pieces at the moment. But what's happening with it now? Like, what's the plan?
So last pass I did, I was meant to race Kenda last year. Entry fee was done, radials were here, rims were here, everything was done, ready to go to Kenda. We had a meet which I was asked to run at 2 weeks before. It was they had a nitro funny car meet and import meet at Palmyra, and they wanted me to be part of it, so I ran the car. Hadn't run it for a while because I was waiting for a few parts for the engine. Got the parts, ran the car, ran good, ran consistent 860s, 870s all weekend in the heat. At like 20, I think we're about 27 pound of boost. And then the last pass we were at, for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided to see what happened when we gave it more boost. I ended up putting 34 pound in it to see what had happened. And
I know what you were thinking.
I wanted to go real fast.
Give it all the boost.
And fried the gearbox again. So it got to the point where we actually had to pull the tail shaft out of it to move the car because the gearbox locked solid. Gearbox is out at the moment, getting rebuilt. Engine's been pulled down, it's still fine, so it's just sitting there ready to go. Yeah, once we get a gearbox, we're good to go again. So
You reckon you go quicker than the 850s?
hopefully, the gearbox is getting built for 1500 horsepower now. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, I'm not mucking around this time. It's getting built serious. So
Yeah. Like what management system do you have? Is it L-Tech or is it like a Motec or fucking?
So
What is it? Mitsubishi?
no, it's not even that.
What is it? Custom.
It's the old boy's eye with a spark plug.
Hey.
Yeah, there's no EFI. It's got a data logger that reads boost pressure and oil pressure.
Yeah.
And exhaust temps, and then he reads the spark plugs for timing curve on the plug.
Proper old school.
Proper simple.
Fucking hell.
Engine still mechanically injected. 8 injectors in it. So, yeah, proper basic, proper old school. How it was back in the day.
Yeah, good.
So, yeah.
How bloody good.
Yeah.
No, that's sick.
So yeah, a lot of people think it's EFI, especially the way it comes up on boost now. But it's just got an MSD ignition box in it, and yeah, mechanical injected.
Don't mind hitting it on the two-step.
Nah, it loves two-step.
Yes.
It loves two-step. So
Seen a few of the two-step hits.
yeah,
Side pipe action.
a bit of side pipe action. Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. Yeah, I know it's bloody. Like I said, it's been around the tracks a long time.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't need street cars in every single fucking episode that we do, but it's good to get these stories out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do, you know, like get the central northern Queensland cars with good history, good stories, something that people are interested in, and seeing it come back to life, especially. The drag racing scene up here is in full swing at the moment, which is great.
Yeah.
The Palmyra facility is
next level.
Man, like seeing where it's come from to now is
leap and bounds. It's
definitely.
It's a different track.
I've had people that I know come up from down south that have never really been to a regional track.
Yeah.
And they come up and they're like, "Oh, really? Like, oh, is this your track?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you have no idea how much people appreciate this.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for the Townsville boys until they don't have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it's definitely good to have it at your doorstep, sort of thing. Like not having to travel anywhere or anything like that.
Good to have you boys come and do rounds at the local meets.
Yeah.
So
I know a few of the Townsville boys that come down, and
100%.
it'll rain out and they'll drive back that night, sort of thing. Like,
100%.
I couldn't think of anything worse, but that's if you got a race car and that's what you want to do, like you sort of got to do it. So
that's good.
It's, trying to set myself up to travel, maybe to Jambo and stuff.
Yeah.
In the near future, and see what we go down there with the other import boys of Queensland and that. So, yeah.
So I was going to say, it'd be good to see you go back down to like GMO and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially being an OG car.
An OG Jambo car, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I used to race with the Pack boys back in the day, the old boys. So back when they were running sort of street looking cars. So a lot of people don't even realise this thing's heavy for its size. Like it's all steel. Everything in it's steel. So there's no fiberglass in it. There's no lightweight stuff in it at all. Like everything about it's heavy. So not really into that all that fiberglass sort of race car stuff. Like I'd rather have a street car sort of thing if I could. So
well, you kind of do.
Kind of do. I'll sort of work on one, but it's not mine.
That's another episode.
That'll be another episode. So
you'll have to get yourself a street car.
Yeah, one of these in it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, so
bloody yeah.
But
anyway, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting us come around.
No, too easy. No,
Thanks
pleasure having you here. So
yeah, man. I hope people get something out of this episode. And, understand where this car is and where it's come from and all the rest of it. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of people out there that
a lot of people don't even know the history of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see how it was a local scrubby car.
Yeah.
Had all the history.
Yeah.
Left the family.
Yeah. Come back.
Now it's come back.
Yeah. And rebuilt.
It's literally in scrubby.
Yeah.
10 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
Palmyra.
Yeah.
Doing its thing. Kicking ass.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yep.
So, cool. All right, man.
Well, that's so easy. Cheers for that, eh?
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The little 2.6 litre. competition class. So he's 2 from 2 wins, 2 races, and up against the VH Commodore. Adrian was 3 from 3 in the round. I've got a camera in this car all day. I don't know if that was the good luck charm, but the guy he's a racer. That's for sure. Feels like he's going the Suzuki takes it. Sach with the win. That was
Well, hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. It was good. Sit down with Ado and talk about the history of 4SumFun. Again, got to thank Michael from Import Media. Don't forget, go check his page out, like, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it. Appreciate it if you could do the same for this channel. We got some big news for me anyway. Got some exciting stuff coming up in the next few weeks, couple months. You'll all find out when it all happens, but yeah, very exciting times, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes, I suppose. So anyway, until the meantime, cheers.